Hi everyone. This is actually fairly quick and straightforward. Well, quick for me. Oh dear. I summarized this time. It's not just straight off the top of my head. So I'm just gonna read what I wrote down and summarized. But I had a response on YouTube, and I have to point out these bullshit bot copy pastes. Now they're not even hiding the fact that they're just the Heritage Foundation copy pastas. So let me read it. Every child that's ever been aborted could have been the next Albert Einstein, cured cancer, or just the common cold, or even developed a warp drive that would give us the ability to reach other stars and solar systems in a matter of days instead of millions of years. In my honest opinion, we are literally destroying our future from within the womb. Okay, so this is so just like easily disproven. The idea that an aborted fetus could have become a genius or a scientific innovator is a variation of the uh, philosophical argument from potential. While it highlights the potential loss of future human contribution, uh, you know, many argue this reasoning has several flaws, particularly when used to oppose, guess what, abortion rights and women's bodies, their autonomy, and they want women to have less rights than a corpse. So, first of all, there are logical and ethical problems here, clearly. So, the probability is infinitesimally small, first of all. For every 100 people born, only about 2 to 3 will have an IQ over 130, which is the general threshold for genius. And that's not necessarily uh, a guarantee for them to do anything substantial for the human race, first of all. The probability that any single aborted fetus would have grown up to be Albert Einstein genius or develop a warp drive is statistically insignificant. A more accurate statement would be that the vast majority of aborted fetuses, excuse me, like the vast majority of all people, would not have become world-changing innovators. Uh, not all potential is equal. Philosopher Bonnie Steinbach points out a key flaw in the argument from potential. It seems to imply that conception and even abstinence are morally wrong because they prevent potential life. The argument fails to draw a morally significant distinction between the potential of a fetus and the potential of an unfertilized egg and sperm. Um, a potential X does not have the same rights as an actual X. Um, the legal and ethical rights of a potential human are generally not considered to be the same as those of an actual uh, born person. This is why it is not considered murder to end a pregnancy, even if the fetus is considered to have the potential for human life. Value is not defined by potential. Period. Let me say that one more time. Value is not defined by potential or their output from working. They are not a robot. They are not a machine. They are not a slave. So, value is not determined by potential. That is why also myself and other people of my generation we've all been told that we are special, and because we haven't been able to produce the wild expectations for our parents and family and everything pushing us, we have burned out and failed miserably. And now we're facing consequences, and life fucking sucks. Anyway, side tangent. So, there's a larger social context. Genius is not the solution to all problems. Clearly. I would have solved everything in the world had I been, a genius. Alright. The premise that humanity's future depends on a singular genius is flawed. Many scientific and social advances result from the cumulative efforts of countless individuals over generations, not the singular brilliance of one person. Abortion and inequality. In reality, women who seek abortions are often from low income backgrounds and face significant socioeconomic challenges. If society were truly concerned about fostering the next generation of geniuses, it would focus on ensuring all children, and not just those in the womb, have the resources and support to reach their potential. This would include investing in better schools, healthcare, and welfare programs, which is often not a priority for those who most strongly oppose abortion. The lost potential is a two-way street. The lost genius argument ignores the potential of the mother. It fails to consider her potential contributions to society if she is able to control her own body and life. Research from the Turnaway study showed that women denied abortions were more likely to fall into poverty and were less likely to work full time. Forcing a woman to carry an unwanted pregnancy to term can harm her, her existing children, and her ability to contribute to society. So, on, I will conclude with the argument that abortion destroys future potential for genius is considered by many to be weak, and not just many. I'm saying people who have a certain level of understanding of ethics to be a weak argument against abortion rights. It relies on statistically improbable outcome and ignores the incredibly complex social, ethical, and personal factors involved in the decision to have an abortion. Critics suggest that if the goal is to foster greatness, the focus should be on supporting all children and their parents rather than restricting a person's reproductive autonomy. Period. Full stop. Okay. Anyway, I love you all. Please be careful with stuff that you see online. Don't believe any of it, especially on social media right now. I have so much proof showing that uh, things like Grok are literally paid to spit out things, and it's not Grok being Grok, it's actually pulling from a repository that is not Grok on certain topics. So hold Musk accountable. Don't stay quiet. We're in some scary times right now, and we need to fight back against the billionaires, the corporate psychotic sociopaths that we have in charge of our country right now. Do not let them silence you. You are seen, you are loved. You are more than enough, and we can do this together. All right? Peace out.